believe that the white should rule the world. Was the supreme and the chosen people. The white people would just stay with the white group, blacks stay with the blacks, and reds stay with the reds, just like that. My whole family's Klan members, so it's just pretty much, I was born in that way.
When you grow up around that, becomes normal. You get accustomed to it.
That's my only brother. We're really close, we're really tight. We eat together, we live together, we work together.
Our visit to the Anamosa State Penitentiary in Iowa led us to another memorable pair of siblings, Michael and Brad Love, whose lifelong allegiance drove them to kill.
Growing up, I wanted to be him. You know, he's almost 4 years older than me, you know, and I see him running around drinking and breaking into stuff and doing whatever he's doing, and I'm like, I'm gonna be like him. That's my big brother, that's my idol. And so, you know, I kind of followed in the same footsteps.
But as the Love brothers revealed to our crew, those footsteps led down a bloody...
I like beating people and watching blood squirt out.
Natalie says her gang activity began with a violent initiation over a decade ago.
It was when I was 11, and I got jumped in by 5 guys.
Some of these men were involved.
They just sit there and they just beat you. You just fight back. And they do it for 13 seconds. They knock you down, but they didn't really knock me down. I just kept swinging. You just keep fighting and fighting and fighting until the 13 seconds is up, and then you party afterwards.
The custody suite are receiving one of their youngest and shortest guests.
You been in custody before?
No.
No. Right, what's going to happen, I'm going to word with this officer, find out why you're here. I've got to ask you lots of questions. All right, just answer them best you can, OK? Do you know what a lawyer is?
No.
Right, a solicitor and a lawyer is basically someone that will come here to the police station and help you with the legal side of things, you know, all the law and stuff like that. Do you know how tall you are?
No.
No, you stand them up against the ruler when you get a second.
Why would you stand across this?
4'7".
The boy is 11 years old, but arrested for theft, he's treated like any grown-up.
Well, young man, I'm going to authorise your detention here. Understand that? All right. As my colleague said, if there's anything you're unsure about, just ask him. We'll try and explain it in better terms. All right.
How long will you be here for?
Until it all gets sorted, I'm afraid.
Welcome to the lockup. This is Hull, home to 250,000 people and Humberside Police. At police headquarters, the custody suite looks after 6,000 people every year. And amongst them are 600 children.
And you date of birth?
12, right now.
How old does that make you then? 12.
The man in charge, Sergeant Rich West, knows the lockup is frightening, whatever your age.
My 8-year-old's bigger than that lad that we've got in jail 1. Just think if she was in here. It's scary.
Brief circumstances, please.
This young man has been seen to be on the lower roof of the old New York building, removing items of metal and lead, and he's been arrested.
All right, can you give me a signature? Do you know what your signature is?
No.
Basically, if you can write your name, just to say that you've answered my questions, OK?
Just write my name.
Just write your name in that box. What's going to happen now? Go and sit in a cell. The officer will show you where the button is if you need any help. OK? And I'll sort out what's happening going on.
Pick your books up.
11 years old. First time in.
He looks very worried, that one, doesn't he?
I think he was getting a little bit teary there when we was cutting the cords out of his pants when he was getting...
OK, let's bring the next one in.
The boy was caught with an older mate who knows the routine.
All right, come stand here. You've been in custody before?
Together they were found on a roof, suspected of stealing lead. And that's not all they were up to.
Just to go in the bin. Do you want to have them out, yeah? That rubbish in your lungs.
And your date of birth?
He's 14 years old.
Do you know how tall you are? I've got a bit of met check to see if you weren't grown.
Go to that room there, put your back to it.
Was 4'8", what are we now? 5'1", shot up.
I won't be growing anymore if you keep using those cigarettes.
Cannabis. You just think of when when you were a child yourself, and I was still riding bikes by then, when I was 14. So to arrest somebody who's 10, 11, 12, you just think what does the future hold for them when they're starting out that young.
Do you know what sister is? Yeah? Do you want one this time, or do you not? You're all right.
In the lockup, there's a juvenile wing where the boys will be kept in separate cells.
Just grab your jacket and your shoes.
Do you want a blanket?
It shocks me in a way, the fact that they're that small. It makes you have the awe factor thinking, oh, when they're that young, and you see them walking down the custody bar. But we don't get many in, so we don't see a lot of kids that age, thankfully.
Thankfully indeed, because this is definitely no place for kids.
Offences?
Section 5, public order. For what? Also routine patrol, came across this gentleman with his penis out, urinating in full view of oncoming traffic.
Did anyone see?
Also accused of assaulting the security guard.
If they'd have behaved at the scene, then they wouldn't be here. Like the security already said, we'd have dealt with it in-house, wouldn't have even got the police involved. So it's gone from a simple, low-value shop theft to a possible assault coming into custody, going through the system.
Stop checking.
Tell me what happened. We tried just getting out, and he pushed me against the wall, and I didn't like it, so I kicked off, and I started punching and kicking him, and hitting him, and ramming him into the door, and then the police came.
You probably needed to take your details first, I would think, and that's maybe why they were asking you to stay a little bit longer.
It was no need pushing against the wall.
I understand that. I just need to talk to you about the allegation that's been made against her at the moment, OK?
Yeah, but sorry, you're saying allegation against her. End of the day, he's done what he's done.
They're allowed to.
And that,
they're allowed
he's
to
not allowed
detain.
to do it to a minor.
They're allowed to detain.
I've got the right to go across there and knock his big head off.
No, you haven't, Andrew.
I have.
Andrew, can I ask you to calm down, otherwise I'm going to ask you to leave the interview and leave the custody suite, OK? So do you think that behaviour that you showed there is appropriate?
It don't happen to me, but
just got a bit angry.
Yeah. First time I've done it.
When you're nice to people, like you're being nice to me now, and you're talking to me quite respectfully, I'm talking to you quite respectfully, you get more out of people, don't you? I don't need to tell you that assaulting somebody who's trying to detain you for a criminal offence is wrong. I'm sure you understand that, don't you?
Yeah.
Andrew,